We are live. That fan just came on. So, my name is Chastia Bridget Treve, and this is a teaching series. Star energies, grids, frequency patterns. I have a team, cohu32.com, and this is how you can also email us and get a hold of us. And on my team, we have a neurologist, we have a psychologist, and when you put back together your DNA, and unbeknownst to you, have a bunch of recessive DNA that turns on and then teaches you how to heal and teaches you all these things because you're coming through it in order to survive, which is what we've all been doing down here. You learn a whole lot about bubbles. You learn a whole lot about bubbles. You learn a whole lot about different crazy energies. You learn a whole lot about getting your butt kicked, getting loopy-looped up around here. And then you're wondering, where the heck balls did that even come from? And when we're talking to, and by the way, hold on. If you've been doing the washes, and if you're not following me on YouTube, then what are you doing? Go follow me on YouTube. If you have been doing the washes with us, hold on a minute. We got to do something really, really quick. It's 7:33. Are y'all ready? Woo! Yeah! I need an encore. I need drums. Holy macaroni. I even hesitated and wondered if I should even come over and do this video or wait, because we blew Las Vegas. We blew the grid in Las Vegas. If you haven't checked out those pictures, please do. But if you want to know how the hell we did it, well, it's a 5.5-year story. And the story starts because these energies aren't flat. I did not talk to ChatGPT about it. I had to draw it. It's hard enough to do this that I did to show you how these energies coincide and how over time, through the star races, and by the way, the whole thing's a big eyeball. Because it's a wheel. From space perspective, y'all think about this. Like these go out, boom, boom. If I could keep going on some of them, I'd have to we just came out of the hole. Where I am on this one piece of mob property. Okay. These are gridded down, 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 down. This is underneath the ocean. This is Sirius. This is all the planets, the Sirius B, Sirius A. You're like at the bottom of the ocean. This is the bottom of the ocean. Look, right here. Right here. This is 20 degrees Virgo. Okay? 20, that's sea level. That's sea level. And basically, whenever you go 20 degrees Virgo down here in the grids, then you're hitting space Wayne the Monk out there. This goes just as far as above, so below. It however deep and far this goes down there, it's going to go that far out in space. Because this thing is round. I could be like, oh, can you just pretend? Just pretend. Just pretend. I mean, if I could pick these up and rope them around my fingers, different ones that I had. If I could go, oh, that's my mastery. All right. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna go all the way over here. Because in my chart, my true node's over here. And guess what? I'm a gun. And I literally go like this. My chart is this. It's a fucking gun. And it goes directly over here out in what you'd consider space. You know why? This little Andromeda creature over here. Because look, all it's doing is mirroring Arcturus over here. Huh? Well, when you're dealing with Cassiopeia, I mean, this being is like... We saw it lift off. That wasn't even full shebang that lifted off over here over Vegas. That was just the grids underneath the planet right there. We're cosmically aligned so far out. That's why we had to stand on each other's shoulders. That's why only one of us had to get out and pull the rest of us out. Well, here's your instructions. And we're at the point, because basically we just blew open the grids. I'm not joking. We already have nets that are way out there. That wasn't the problem. We already got everything under control way out here. It was getting through the middleman right here that was the issue. All the way around. All the way around the pretty thing. So the star rays and these over here, because I didn't even do all the Libra ones, but none of these were even coming into the realm. There was a circle on top of Antarctica that had these suckers cut out, and then there was a sword that went right through here in the middle of Antarctica to deliver one ray, and that was Izar, and that's 27 degrees. It's this one right here. I know all about it. It's my Mercury, and guess what it aligns perfect with? This little circle over here. But I'm sorry. We were in an Alpha Draconic snake, right? That had a big peacock feather? Am I correct? Oh, my left ear just freaking... Because see, this week what I'm going to describe to you is what numbers really are out here. Not quantity. Ain't got nothing to do with Q. 55 gate, Hitler gate, the 55, the swastika, baby, it's the keys that go on top of this. This is spinning the G. I'm spinning the G right now. Oh, okay, well, so-and-so's in charge. All right, well, let's just flip it that way. We'll make this east. We'll make this west. No, fuck that. Let's just flip it again. Let's just coil it one more time. Let's make this east. Let's make that west. Oh, wait. Somebody else bought the keys. We got to move it. We got to move it up to Amazon. Now, I mean, this thing coil, boom, 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 boom. This was the wheel. Okay? The Arcturian energies weren't even getting in. This is your transmutation power. This is what my team was here rebirthing inside of you. This is the White Draco stuff. This is how our bodies, we rebirth our bodies with the cosmos. All we did was turn ourselves on and let the cosmos tell us what to do. And let me tell you, whenever you start walking all this crazy energy, this is why House of Kochi and the designs and the colors are what they are. Because when you're coming through these, they're tricky AF. I mean, it's kind of fun once you get the hang of it. But so what I'm on here talking about is, we're going to start carving open some space. Y'all are going to be carving open space tomorrow on 060606 day. I'm going to show you. It's real easy. Kindergartner can do what I'm doing over here. It really is that simple. However, you have to understand how things started. So when we're looking at the cardinal wheel, this is Capricorn. And it really is a peacock feather. It really is feathers. It's how even feathers manifest. But Capricorn is all about root races. Why? Because this wheel was not moving. Sagittarius was completely aligned with Gemini. And you've got, at 29 degrees of Sagittarius, you have what's called the Eltonin antenna. Now, this Eltonin antenna was a freaking nail in my freaking hide, because this was Superman, this was Elle, this was all, even the fandom crazy stuff. And I'll explain to you how that could even, bother me, because you're like, why? It's a cartoon. What does it even matter? Well, I'll explain it in a second. But Eltonin antenna goes all the way down, and then it connects at 29 degrees Gemini, right next to Sirius A. This is the heart. This is pure plasma. This is pure plasma. This is pure plasma. What's Polaris going to do? Mirror pure plasma. FYI. Eltonin goes way out, and it goes all the way through the ocean floor. There's an anchor at the bottom of the ocean floor, but no matter, that's how everything was pulled. So, this thing was pulled down like this. Now, I don't want to confuse you too much, but I am going to add this right now. I didn't know when I was going to add this, but I'm going to add it now. What we figured out, because this is the cardinal wheel with Aries in the first house. Problem is, Aries in the first house don't even make any freaking sense. How did we end up with Aries in the first house was always the question whenever I activated with the knowledge that I have about the wheel. Because Leo used to be in the first house whenever we did Egyptian stuff. During the Egyptian alignments, it was Leo in the first house, Aries was in the fifth house. What we ended up figuring out is that because everybody lost consciousness so freaking bad down here, and you know that wobble that people talk about, like they're like, oh, we're going to have a pole flip, and it's just a little wobble. That's why people aren't like tripping out when we're going, this is a full solar ascension, motherfucker. We're coming out of here. But everyone's like, oh, it's a little wobble. No. What we figured out is that with all of us unconscious and nobody guiding us in space in the wheel, what kept happening was Sagittarius and Gemini were staying. And Capricorn flipped over here. So Capricorn is where Scorpio was at one point, with Leo in the first house. When Leo was in the first house, Scorpio was over here, Capricorn was over here. Aquarius was over here. Libra was over here. Virgo was over here. Pisces was down here. Makes a little bit more sense. Correct? The same thing happened down here with Gemini, except they flipped to both sides. So Cancer was over here. Taurus was over here. Aries over here. Leo over here in the first house. So what we figured, and that is now we know, because literally in the dome, like we were having to manifest different pieces of it, like because everything was so polarized. So it's a reason a lot of things kept happening. But as I start talking about these root races, I just want you to remember that what I'm going to show you right here with the first root race, second root race, third root race, and how it was projecting back and forth and looping, then was getting so heavy that it was looping to this side. So all these little beads were built over here, might have been built over here. I don't know. Maybe it was like built over here, because my point is, it's not flat when we're talking about this, because these are stretched out. So there's your Eltonin antenna right there, okay? And then this is Ophiuchus 1, 25 degrees of Sagittarius. It's all gridded down with Giza, but that's every single pyramid system, every single cosmic system on every planet. anything that was ever laid with intention in order to call in cosmic energy to ground it, and even for resets like this, a 12,000 year shift, a million year shift, when the stars move, blah, 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 blah. So when the energy hits here, it basically, you can think about if you had a cylinder and you had a pyramid over here and a pyramid over here and a pyramid over here and a pyramid in the middle and a pyramid at the bottom of the ocean and a pyramid over here, and it's all laid out already for 2025. And when those energies hit it, it started activating us in the grids. How? Because we were wound up in the grids depending on your root race, because you're making the field. So right here is Giza. So this is basically where the cosmic energy aligns with structures. Not necessarily you have to have the body template. That's Ophiuchus 1. Like that's the stuff that, you don't naturally just have that if you have Ophiuchus number 25, because you still have to process the energy to hold the body codes. That's coming from here connected down to here. These that go up here to here and here to here and here to here and here to here. It's coming through Libra and then coming through Scorpio and blah, blah, blah. But it's gridded down and it's looping here because your body codes are coming in right there. And this is Notice 1. This is the one that's connected into all the template lines from Leo. These are descendant race lines. You can see not all of them connect all the way. Not everybody has a direct connection all the way down in here in Leo. But this is in the body. This is producing it in a grid. This is going to be giving you what you'd consider ley lines or grid lines or what we consider dimensional aspects. But it's being held in our DNA. Our DNA is projecting it out there. And how big your bubble is and how long your antenna is based on, and if you don't have any Leo energy, guess what? You've mastered it. Because everything just has to get through the wheel. So, man, this is so hard. Y'all give me some hearts. This is so difficult to freaking explain. It really is. Basically, this is your deep sea level. So what happens in Leo is all the human DNA that's connected into the Sirian DNA, because these are the ones that are affecting ocean like sonar. It's mirroring from everything going on up here. This is Vega. This is basically the bloodline. The first human was... Now, this is Anunnaki stuff, because I can tell you, I'm going to go Josephine on you right now. This right here, this is Vega. It's maroon and white. I didn't have maroon marker. It's maroon. It's maroon and white. This is literally Ralph Lauren colors. Remember Ralph Lauren and Polo? Oh man, when you find out Capricorn colors, you're gonna go like, God dang. This is maroon and white. This is why Texas A&M is maroon and white. Vega is in the very first human was a vegan aquatic ape. The very first human was a vegan aquatic ape. When we talk about twins, you're talking about a vegan and Sirius B. Sirius B is going to go into the mind of the collective. This is the heart of this is real deep. You'd weigh 10,000 pounds down here. If the energy's coming from way out there, and we're picking it up from way down here, but we can feel something ain't right. This is all your empaths. This is all of us gaining weight, losing weight, because we're holding energy, because we're reading this from way under here and way out here. Okay, that's why whenever I train my cancer beings, man, they lose like 60 pounds like overnight. because these guys are holding all this energy and connections for those guys out there, basically. Now, Vega also is all the 22 star race DNA put together. So all your hybrids, hybridization, freaking star people, the whole 9 yards. Not good, bad, not none of that. Just it is what it is. It was the connection to the first human in the bloodline from the aquatic state. Okay? So, the really tricky thing with Vega is that it's like dead on at 1355. There ain't another one in it. There ain't another degree in the whole damn system that's 55. It literally is a 0.05 variance. This is what the hybridization is. This is what, right? And it just is what it is. I mean, it's kind of like everybody wants to beat it now that everyone's done fucking being experimented on. But it is what it is. Now, Vega energy is much like blood energy. So you magnetize in negativity to transmute it. But your field is massive. Is like this is like the blood of the entire core of the earth. Whereas if you're doing it in the body, like if you've got like I process the blood, but I have all this Libra stuff. So it's like I do it in the body, and then it kind of just, because I'm doing it in the body codes of the star systems that have the body codes, it just naturally changes in fucking everybody's body. It doesn't necessarily always fucking hail on my head. Unless I'm in a pressure cooker. This energy is more like you draw everything in and you just have to know to clean your energy. If you have that energy, you probably don't even know. It's just like weird ass shit happens to you. and you always draw it in, but just know that you're there to transmute it. That's what it is. And then make sure to clean your energy because you bring it in. Now, Vega is 0.55. Now, the blood is in the middle. Okay, so the blood was really injected right here. But that's not the first root race. The first root race is Lyra 1. This first root race is formed, and this is Lyra 1, and it's 0 to 9 degrees of Capricorn. 0 to 9 degrees of Capricorn. But Lyra 1 is humanity and all of us working together in our minds to even project each other, to project the earth. It has to do with thought and creation with thought, not necessarily blood. Blood's over here. This is made possible because of the connections with Giza, and then down here to Libra at the very beginning degrees, and connected into the body templates, the mummies, all of the templates, all of the consciousness that was laid for this whenever we went unconscious, because this node right here is connected into Sagittarius and the body codes, whereas the stuff over here is going to be more mass civilization stuff and large root races. Oh, down here it's going to be more changing inside of you, and then you're projecting into which one of these lines in the feather you're tied to, basically, because Lyra's a big harp. So these all have a chord. So whenever you're coming up here and you come through the wheel and you go through Virgo and you're starting to really birth out, there you are. We can see you. You made it through the water. Now you're at Sagittarius, pure fire, and you're connected into the Egyptian stuff. You're all kind of being matched to see which one of these strands you're tuned to, or are you just going to fly over it and go? Because remember, the veil's right here. So on this side, I mean, from here to here, you would call this the first even original vampires. In the end days. It ain't what started out in the wheel. It's what it ended up being with what was left down here by the time we got back down here. But this is, when you have this energy from zero, the Edward Casey, my Jupiter's right here. Edward, when I first activated, I was telling everybody what was coming through, and they were like, oh, you read the Edward Casey books. And I'm like, who the hell is that? And then I went and looked up his chart, and he has energy right here at Lyra 1. And it's because we have all original, it's an original creator. You literally, even the concept of making a human, you's involved. And the energy flows the whole freaking thing. See how this one connects right here? It makes the original bubble for all of these other root races in order to connect in with. Okay? So this original root race is right here. Now in the wheel, whenever you have this energy, you just have to be really careful not to judge things until you freaking understand it from the highest perspective. Because remember, you got all this out here, you got all these ancient ones out here. So out on this wheel, even in this harp, you're these ones out here, whenever you're hitting them all the way out here, it's very clear. It's very clear. And you're only having conversations with beings that are in your bubble and energy at the same level in the etherics. But with this energy right here, we tend to all have our little thing that we watch out for in the collective. Like it might be the news, or you might be on pharma's ass, or something governmental, or whatever. And whenever you command something for the collective, or whenever you change your mind, or whenever you judge it, so does everyone else. Because you're holding that original thought process for the whole group. So when you have Lyra 1, 2, you have to be really careful that your mind doesn't overpower people. And you can get karma for not knowing. How you get around that once you do know is be like, you just can't be around simple-minded people because you're too powerful, However, your thoughts change things quickly, okay? They change it quickly because it's going to hit the masses quick. So also, if you're building something and you want it to go international, you need to find somebody with some good Lyra 1 energy to be on your team, for real. Now, that would be considered the first root race. And literally, it was, we're talking thousands, millions of years that the tone was only hitting here. Only your maypole's right here too. The maypole's right here. Because remember, they had us down here in Polaris. This is Polis. Polis is 1 degree right in the brown. Right on the other side of the Eltanin. Mirroring on the Eltanin. That's Polis. That's the original pole star. So what happens is this green and yellow, which is the color of Ireland, and it is the color of they're magical colors. Green and yellow are magical colors. Like, that's why you can like really help your football team. If you're a Notre Dame fan, like, you need to make up little sigils with your friends on what it is to block a kick. And trust me, it'll work. The whole thing is set up on magic. That's why the NFL is the colors it is, by the way. Your red and blue teams always throwing. Your red and blue teams always throwing. Red and blue teams always throwing. Maroon and white teams always smash mouth blood football. Tell me I'm wrong. I know my football. So green and yellow, though, that's the second root race. That's Lyra 2. Now, right here, at 8 to 9 degrees, there's an overlap, just a little bit. That happened to be where my MC was. That's what I had to remember. I had to remember how we made it before, and then connect it. I had to get to the MC of connecting it into the body in order to connect from one side to another. Because Lyra 2 goes on each side. Because remember, this is round. So this is like literally kind of an injection point of blood. On each side of Lyra 2, now you're talking about the body. So Lyra 2, that's what you would call the witches. But it's just because we process galactic blood through the earth into with the thought process of the first root race on this side, which would be more your witches, that type thing, on this side. If you have Lyra 2 energy on this side, it's more projected into a techno reality. This is Lyra 3. This is 369. This is all, this energy right here is like wolf, like complete shapeshifter. Because when you have Lyra 3 energy, then you have the gifts of Lyra 3 and Lyra 2 and the power of Vega into Lyra 1. That's why you're tested so hardcore before you get to behind the veil. You have to figure that out. Lyra 2 people always have a lot of illness because you have to learn to connect into the frequency and heal yourself. A lot of people that have major illness have Lyra 2 energy. It's because you're supposed to remember you can heal yourself. So why you're getting sick. Whenever you connect back in. So Lyra 3 is this 369 pattern. Now watch. If I dip down here and then I roll with this, remember, now what did I tell you? This was over here. So now if I have these pearls and these pearls were over here and then they came over here, then what's that going to create? Grids. But it's not. It's Gaia. It's your blood. It's your DNA. It's your whatever bodysuit and soul your frequency has mixed at, and whenever you were born in the wheel, you were born at a specific sedation level at a specific frequency attached to 32 starways in a wheel. Right now, what's happening is your etheric body is what you're claiming. You're not used to having an etheric body. You don't even know what I'm talking about because you, nor the rest of the human race, has been able to wield the top half of the wheel. Our energy wasn't strong enough as a human race to penetrate up through here in order to bend and merge it. This is why we were always screaming about the oligarchs and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Well, we're about to take them out. Because they's running it from the inner wheel. We got control of the outer one. Because we were involved in both flips, both merges. The whole thing. The feminine is the realm. The feminine is the entire chessboard. You can try to change chessboard as much as you want, but chessboard's going to reset its ass to its original settings. And by the way, we broke the wheel. That's how we know all this now. The whole thing's setting, and the star systems are setting to get you out. You got to learn how to surf through these different energies, because when the sun's, right now we've got all this energy over here in Gemini, and Jupiter's about to go into this sucker right here, cotton candy, and I'm telling you, the world is not ready for it. Because all this energy now is working like a washing machine. In fact, we can do a whole cycle in 7 days. Hello, hot, knock, knock. We can do a whole cycle in 7 days. We can run something through this whole, we just did it. In fact, it wasn't even, we cleared what? It was Saturday night, Sunday, Monday, today's Tuesday. 3 days we popped the cork. 3 days. 3 days we ran it through to this. It's already at the 7th dimension and clearing and connecting. Because all of us have already birthed our energy bodies. That happens right here in Virgo. This is where Sophia is. The Sophia body is right here. The Leo energies, depending on your birth lines and if you're connected, this is men and mammals. So right here, when you're coming through Cancer and you get into these original Leo degrees, it's like 0 degrees. Leo is like, and 1 to 2, it's like Cub degrees. People who have this energy are like hangover. They travel in packs. But everyone loves them. But they can't go anywhere or do anything alone. Then there's an alteration that happens right here in the and in the mind, in the wheel. It was done on purpose to the human race, and it cut you off from your etheric body right here. Then you could really only get it if you could prove Regulus, which is right here. And you could only prove that because when you got up here, you'd be connected to way over here. When you did prove that you were connected to way over here, you's gritted down fucking deeper in the hole. I can promise you that, because as far down as you can go is where I just came from. I can promise you that. So right here, you proved this, and they were taking it over. Well, no, fuck you. In the fucking house you rode in on. I mean, over here, this is really Regulus, by the way. This is the originals. This is all of us that were coming up here and trying to take over this grid, and they would lock us in this little Andromeda hole, and Cassiopeia did us. And then it was getting mirrored up here in the 32 hybrid space station, because this was the Zeta Reticuli point. But what are you talking about? It's just mirroring what's going on because you tied up 3 beings and you're making a hole in space from over here. I'm telling you, it was a mess. So what happened right here with Lyra 2, with Lyra 3 beings, everything comes in your world 3, 6, 9. 3, everything happens in 3s, everything happens in 3s. You also know whenever you're clearing through this, everything happens in 3s. But then you're also getting the mirror from the veil. You're getting the mirror from Aquarius, because Aquarius is a whole bunch of bit energy. Aquarius is a screen. Like, you might as well think of this as like being a green screen right here at the end of days. Especially because this is the mind. And we had a whole bunch of serious bee walk-ins that came in and created an artificial energy right here, and even threw all the fishies off. Because the energetic body and the feminine connects right here. All these guys up here aren't used to having to do this part. They's freaking flushing us to do it. Now they're having to do this part, and they don't like it. Well, too bad. This is what you got to do to process your energy. It is what it is, man. You got to get yourself out of the wheel. You can't bind a bunch of women, make a basketball, and call it a freaking harem anymore, and then be your washing machine. Every man for himself, because energetically, you got to put yourself back together. It's pretty fun when we all work together. It's whenever they're trying to stick you in holes that becomes an issue. Because then we had to blow that hole and blow that hole, and then everybody goes, oh shit, we broke the wheel, now we have to evolve? Yep. Because we aren't going to let you put us in a hole anymore just because we're coming to tell you. Time's up. This little pin ain't holding no more. This little pin, wait, here, right out here, ain't holding no more. This whole thing is moving, and we're trapped. We're moving we're moving up in energetics to a higher sun setting. And it doesn't have politics. When you're up at the top of this, you know, everybody's working together. You just want what's right for you. You can't even hold this energy. You can't hold collective energy if you've been fucking with Scorpio too much. You're going to get roped back in. That's what Saturn, it's like all the ones that were messing with all the timelines right here. Because the feminine's back. We're standing strong on every dimension. So we're coming in with the corrections. So all the manipulations, if they were messing with all the Scorpio stuff in order to maneuver this, then it's like snip, snip, snip. And then it goes. And then they get sent down here. We know, we did it. We had to figure it out. That's why I'm over here telling you. Whenever the human, this is all energy. And Leo, it's holding it in the person. So the person has the energy. The DNA line has the energy. The family holds the current. In Virgo, which is where Regulus moved, by the way, because it aligned straight with the Fomalhaut Eye, which is the deepest star in space. This is Gabriel. It's a big old freaking black and red eye. But the energy is so far out, it's reading the archangel energies of purple. And it's picking up the thought, but in the higher houses, it's peach. There is no yellow out there. Can't see yellow out there. It looks peach. Everything's purple, and you're looking for peach. You're swimming in purple energy out here. But it connects all the way down here to 3 degrees of Virgo. Well, this is all this quantum energy harvesting bullshit. And it's all holding from the Leo lines. But basically, when this energy hits this surge, it goes like a live wire and connects it like a live wire. And this is exactly what they doing with smart cities and all this crap. This is all the satellite bullshit. It's all happening right here in Virgo because they want to stop you from getting your energetic body up here. Well, we've already walked it. Every single one of these, at least 1 or 2 connect. And it all goes back into 1 right here. So whenever you weigh up now, because this is a scale. That's my aunt's scale. Right there. Right there. Whenever you're coming through, if your heart is pure and you're doing the right things and trying to build for the people and you're going to keep going and connect and build this energy up. We already have there's already Cleopatra template already there. You're just moving in and making it stronger and stronger and stronger. We work in a unit up here. Well, if you don't know that, you're going to hook back down to Hercules, because that's what this is. You go to 16 degrees and you go, all right, start over. You'll have to walk the whole thing. Then you're going to fry your balls off because you're going to connect into the electric grid. And you know what I mean? And by the way, this is a black hole. This is the Alpha Draconic. This one goes way, and then it hooks way out here and way out here. That's the one that holds the bone templates. The bone templates are the most ancient. This one and this one. In the wheel. Kind of like the people from the past and the people from the future. Let me see if there's anything on here, other thing on here that I wanted to make sure that I mentioned. Because this just got bigger and bigger and bigger. So basically, no matter what positions you have in your chart, which you're right here. You're in the middle. You are the energy being holding whatever these stars are. And remember, they're not flat. They're all coming into your gingerbread man, your Da Vinci, and you just gotta hold them up and get it to the MC. Once you do, you ignite. All this merged together and ignites in your cossack and hooks you in. Now you're cooking with hot sauce. Now you have everything. I mean, realize that this is what I'm teaching you right now, and what we're doing right now as a collective is what everyone in Hollywood sold their souls to get. Do you understand that? I'm teaching you this is what the game was all about. I'm teaching you and I'm showing you how it's birthing with the entire collective. This is why you will lose your shit in Virgo if you don't work together, because you're in one big Sophia body right there. You got to work together and get on each other's shoulders in order to get right here. You're coming, this is galactic command right here. But okay, here's your body template. I mean, do you want to be Ashtar floating around in space, not being able to land? You're like shooting through Virgo, a bunch of energy, and this is basically laid bone templates in space over time, gridded down in pyramid systems, mummies. The intention behind the mummifications is really what it is. and it formed like a printing system. So all this energy comes through here and prints right here. Well, this is the ones that were distorted. This is why they smashed all of our mummy faces and erased our names. And then you got Gaga and Taylor Swift. And that was your new templates. Literally. But our bodies over here just had stickers on it. Then all the energy from here to here, this is basically 33 timelines until you get right here. You're walking them because you're proving the line or not. You balance out, and then you either lift up and then start helping control this energetic with your projects and with your people and making commands, and because right now it's just taking back control from all the people that were doing this and not saying who they were and what they were doing. So this is BAMA week 3. It's 8 weeks. Week 1, we did the 33 codes. Week 2, we did the 44 codes, and those were numerology codes. So why I had to come show you this to this macrosity is because when I teach you tomorrow what the physics are for the number 1, 2, 3, 4, just basic 1 through 9, you're going to start realizing how it's a universal code language. It's not about quantity. And it's whenever you have these energies, because these energies loop, these don't. This one freaking sucks you down like an echo chamber. This one freaking makes you light up like a Christmas tree. These you got to walk inside your body. These are like your deepest mind, telepathic heart, and blah 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 connections. These are civilized timelines right here. This is you got to put your brain back together because you need the right side and the left side of you, because you've got to master this in order to master this. If you can't master Gemini, then you're not going to get much control. You're going to get lost in Scorpio a little bit, but that's okay because you'll learn. But you get to manage your wheel, not somebody manage it for you. But now you've got to manage your wheel. So whenever we do numerology codes and we start talking, like 242, because 2's in feminine. So 2, not all these star energies are going to make a 2. The 2's are going to be down here. The 2's are going to be right here. So like a 242 would be like looping from here to here and making a wave like that. 242. This would be more like 232. This would be more like 272. So so then think of when we did the 44 scrying, if you did it on here, and that's where I'm heading. That's what I'm gonna be explaining. How do you see these sync codes? Why are you seeing them, and why are you seeing them where you're at, and what energy are you at when you're doing it? Well, each one's showing you what energy you're coming through. Plus, where's the sun? Where currently the collective? Where's the moon? Where's Jupiter? Because this is astronomy that's never been seen before on the planet. It don't matter if people don't know. It's still happening. And it ain't our fault. We've been screaming. So it is 8:19. I'm going to end this. This will go up on YouTube. If you haven't done the meditation washes, go do them. Just call me a liar. Even if it's just that you want to say, I'm going to prove her wrong. Good. Go prove me wrong. Go listen to one of them. Tell me if nothing changes in your world. Go do it. Go prove me wrong. Please. Go test me. I love it when you test me. All right. I love y'all. It'll be up on YouTube. Talk soon.